Hi, welcome to my home.
Supported by Space and Design Studio Singapore, Our Accounting Solutions, and Mystica.
Well, I'm Jaya, and let's see, where should I begin? We kind of built this house from scratch. When we first came to see this plot of land, there was a house on it. It was a very old house, but we walked through all the levels and it was all walled up. You know, there was no glass, there was a lot of wall, and we couldn't see what was behind it. But both my husband and I sort of felt there's got to be greenery because there's the Bukatima Reserve behind it. So we went up, peeked out from one of the tiny little windows, and sure enough, it was green. So we said, let's knock it down and start from scratch. Into the living space. It's sort of a grand room, we call it, because it's double height ceilings. But most importantly, my architect was so fantastic. He understood what we wanted to bring the outside in. So we've got these huge panes of glass, and actually they all open out into each other or open into each other. And so we could be sitting here and pretending we're outside, but it's air conditioned. So that was the feeling we wanted. You notice there are no walls in our floor plan. I just put in pillars where I wanted some artwork, but the rest is just open space. This is the room where we sit with friends and just listen to music, or sometimes just he and I sit in this room and enjoy our music. You know, if we walk this way, the dining area, also we left it just open. We like the flow of living to dining to outdoor space. So yeah, we literally have the outside coming in here as well. And even though I have this very big dining table, I have to tell you the truth, it's only when we have sit-down dinners. Most of the time we're outside, but I'll lead you there shortly. If you walk this way, we spend a lot of time in this family room. Again, we kept really large sliding doors to bring the outside in, and they open out to the pool and the patio. So we can be watching TV here, but sort of hear the water of the pool, the waterfall from the pool and stuff. And so we do spend most of our evenings here. So when we chose the materials for this house, I wanted to keep it really, as I said, contemporary, like limestone floors, but unpolished, honed. And you know, if you come into the powder baths, we did the travertine walls and flooring, again unpolished, very honed, earthy sort of feel to it. Because then I felt after that I could put whatever luxe sort of furnishings on top of it, and it really shows up well. So that was our thinking behind the materials that we chose in this house. Now we are heading to our favorite part of this house. There is all this greenery which we sort of left wild. We didn't want manicured gardens as such. So we just left it, you know, with some of Singapore's local plants sort of growing almost wildly, I want to say. The guy who did our timber floors came and hung this little piece of moss when we first moved in, just as a good luck thing. And then look, it's just grown into this tree. And so we really spend all our time here. We never eat at that dining table unless we have friends over. And even if it's a small group of friends, we're here. We're here for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and hanging out, chatting the rest of the day, if you can believe that. If you can see, I sort of printed, you know, that Punita, my partner Punita, and I run this company called Tai Tai, and we do a lot of homeware and sort of artisanal accessories, both for the home as well as fashion. But in this particular case, I thought I wanted something that contrasted with the white and the blue and the green. And so I did this black and white print on our table. And half the time I don't even need mats. I just throw our own Tai Tai homeware, our plates, glass meets sort of plexiglass print, you know. So that's how what I do to decorate this home. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I like to put eclectic, sort of unusual art pieces in this house. And even though it's not overly done, I sort of just have a few. There's this artist who's also in the New York Met, does these little figurines, which actually this particular one represents the island of Indonesia, and he does countries like that. You know, there's a Chinese artist, there's a sculpture from an artist in India. I bought those lights from Bochi, just sort of hanging in space, but I think they're kind of different from the regular pendulum lights. You know, there are some glass sculptures. There's this lamp that I found from Philippines, which I love. There's another glass sculpture there. So I haven't really thought through the art in this house. It's just, you know, as and when I found interesting different stuff, I've just brought them into this house. And as I said, because the palette is so clean, each piece sort of just belongs and shows up in there. So the pool water in the evening is the best. It's warm, and I have to admit that I don't swim every day, but I definitely go in with my headphones and dance to Bollywood and other, you know, dance music. Black and white, you know, with some steel. Come in this way if you like. So we just did a lot of steel, black, white, and of course there's always the green outside. And now if you like, I can take you upstairs to show you our living spaces. And then we decided to break from the stone floors downstairs to put in some wood and warm up the upper spaces. Again, before I go into the bedrooms, as I mentioned, this great room is double height ceiling, because as we keep going higher, if you turn around, you'll see how the green behind is just always a part of this house. Now let me take you to the very private space of this house, my bedroom. Again, we have the huge glass panes just to bring the outside in, and a very low Japanesey bed. You know, I don't know what to call this house. Is it Californian? Is it Japanese? It's got touches of everything, the concrete outside, the light wood, some of the furniture. It's sort of a blend, as I said. This is my office. Come this way, we have the walk-in closet, the his and hers, and because we did have this extra space up here, we just built more closets and more storage. So I really shouldn't be complaining, but I am running out of space. The master bath, again, we kept it very clean, contemporary. There's a lot of natural light coming in, and you know, we like it uncluttered. So let me take you to this side of the hallway. There are 2 bedrooms on this side, so we use this as the guest room. And then there's a shared toilet here, and my husband uses this as his office, but frankly it's a storeroom for everything he loves, which is some of his golf clubs, some excess wine that came from a party that we just had, his wine closets, and then all his office stuff, his filing cabinets. And I can now take you upstairs. So I'm going to take you up to the 3rd level. We still have this large window. This is what I meant. When we peeked out at from the old house, a little window, and we saw this, we're like, we cannot have any walls in the back of this house. So this is their rec room, some exercise stuff, of course their entertainment stuff. My son's room. And my daughter's room is across the hall, this side. It's a little sunny because of the afternoon sun. I don't know if you're getting a glare, but basically she preferred a smaller room with a really large balcony and her walk-in space here. So that's it. These are our 3 levels.
Hi, today let me share with you what I feel are the best finishes for the kitchen. I'm Neela Kale, founder of Space and Design Studio. Let's get started. Here we have some samples for the sintered stone tops, which are very popular in the market these days. It comes in gloss finishes and matte finishes. Then we have the very popular quartz again, which is available in variety of finishes and mimicking marbles as well. We have terrazzos and we have compact finishes. So these are primarily the finishes, each having its own positives and negatives. My favorite happens to be the natural stone granite. So this is one of the samples which is the most popular for granite. And also in this kitchen that you have seen, this is one of the exotic granites which have been used. Since it's a natural stone, each piece has its own pattern and color, very unique for your home. Also for the use in kitchen, I think granite has the highest heat resistance and has perfect for Indian kitchens. The second most important part of the kitchen is the cabinet finishes. Here we have today some samples for the laminates that we commonly use. This is one of the gloss finishes that you see in a wood pattern, and then we have some other gloss finishes which come in solid colors and then some with a bit of glitter in it. So there are the positives and negatives of this as well. Very easy to clean, I must say, but also at the same time they do reflect light from your ceiling lights in the kitchen, and also they are quite easy to get hairline scratches. So here we also have some matte finish laminates. These also come in various patterns and solid colors. Also do note that some of these laminates come in antimicrobial, so great to use for kitchens. And as you can see here, I have these 2 samples. This is one of the latest things in the market. These are called anti-fingerprint laminates. So you see I have 2 pieces of the same color, but this one you can see the fingerprints quite easily, whether this is very highly fingerprint resistant. So this is great for kitchens as well. My favorite still being the soft matte finish, because if it has some patterns, you hardly see any fingerprints or any hairline scratches that can appear on it.
Supported by Space and Design Studio Singapore, Our Accounting Solutions, and Mystica.